Hello and welcome back to the Daily Devotional for John R. Wood staff and agents. Today is October 27th and our topic from Keeping It Personal is encouragement by letter. Our verse for today comes from Acts chapter 15 verse 31, which says, "There was great joy throughout the church that day as they read this encouraging message." In his book, Loving God, Chuck Colson tells the story of an old woman named Grandma Howell who was sick, lonely, and depressed. She began to believe she had nothing left to live for. Then God said 3 words to her: "Write to prisoners." In the years remaining to her, Grandma Howell wrote hundreds of letters to prisoners, but that was only half her joy. They wrote back and made her last years the most fulfilling of her life. There is incredible power in encouraging letters, and there is also great joy. I can personally relate to that, both the giving and the receiving. The price of a stamp has changed, but the need for encouraging notes has not. Written encouragement conveys a thoughtful investment of time. That's key. I am a great proponent of handwritten notes, but I realize that technology does make it possible to save time in writing. So whether our notes are handwritten or computer-driven, we all can encourage others by the written word. If you are not doing your personal notes, you gotta start doing those. I struggle with that myself, and sometimes I only do one a day, and sometimes I don't get in any at all. But at the very beginning of the month, I go through and I do all of my birthdays and fill them in my calendar, and that's who I'm gonna write my personal note to for birthdays. And then I just fill in the other stuff. So it has become a lot easier to do that. But we've got to do those handwritten notes, and it does matter to people. It matters when you get it. It matters when I get it. So why we reverse that in our brains and think that it doesn't matter to others is so bizarre, but it really truly does. And emails are great. And if you're not using your email campaigns yet, that's a great way to save money and stay in front and be that source for your clients. My favorite part of this message today was the line, "Written encouragement conveys thoughtful investment of time." You took the time to select a card. You took the time to write it by hand. You took the time to address the envelope by hand and place the stamp and walk it to the box. So much more goes into that than, oh, I'm already on my phone, here's a text, or I'm in my email, here you go. Those are great things to do too, like, in case you forget, God forbid, at least you have that email birthday as a backup. So let's make it personal today. If you haven't done 2 personal notes today, part of your ninja routine, if you haven't done those, go do those right now. If you have done them, I encourage you and charge you to write 1 more today. Do 1 extra and see how that feels. See what comes to you. Really think on who needs that extra note. That's your charge for today. Go out and write some great, encouraging personal notes. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.